Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to All the Mods Expert Remastered. So, a lot has happened since the last episode. As you can see, I've been busy working around the base for quite a while. Quite a few hours just working, plus mining and all that stuff. Quite a bit indeed. So first off, in my inventory, I have an advanced ring of haste and advanced ring of speed. Those were actually gifted to me by Ekek. So he was kind of saying thank you for... He had an issue with a botania setup with chunk loaders, and it just kept spewing out coal. And anyways, the server was like super laggy, so me and him this morning were trying to fix that. So, but anyways, he gave me an advanced ring of haste and advanced ring of speed. It's kind of a thank you. So big thank you to him because it has helped a lot. It makes mining and everything so much better, and I get around a lot faster around the base, which is awesome. So what all have we done between episodes? Quite a bit. First up, this area here, this is actually to the left of where you come in. Like, that's the machine room. The big mess of stone over there. First up, over here, I did change this farm up a little bit. It was eggplants and garlic, half and half, and now it's eggplant, garlic, bell peppers, and onions. And then back over here, which you'll notice all the chests are gone. All the chests are gone, okay? And I'll show you in just a second where they have gone to, or what's happened to all that stuff. And then I built a farm over here, and I put rice seeds so that we always have like paper available. And then I also did carrots and white mushrooms. And the reason I did those new vegetables, the carrots, the white mushrooms, the bell peppers, and the onions, is because I started making veggie stir fry. Now I'm kind of eating a balance between veggie stir fry and stuffed eggplants. And the reason being is because our nutrition, of course, that's what gives us that toughness buff that we have. We were getting toughness just having dairy protein vegetables. I think it's above 90%. So right now, the veggie stir fry is getting up my grain, and then I'm going to do probably some strawberries and do like a strawberry salad. It's a really good food, and it's really easy to make, just requiring some strawberries. Because you have to make like a fruit salad, and then you add another strawberry and make a strawberry salad. So it's super simple. So anyways, I started making the veggie stir fry and getting those up because we're going to try to keep all... I know there's foods actually like the delight meals and stuff like that we could work towards that give you like everything. But I kind of like... With Pam's Harvest Craft, I don't just want to do one food. I want to do like a variety. So as our building grows, we're going to add some new foods and have like a few different variety of foods that we're going to be eating. But to go with the food stuff that I started working on for Pam's, I went ahead and built out a little kitchen area, and this is eventually going to have a dining room, like a little table. Now there's no Mr. Crayfishes or DecoCraft or anything like that with like a good seating. So what I'm probably going to do is just make it a decorative dining room and do like chisel and bits chairs and stuff like that. I did craft a chisel and bit. And that was mainly because right here, I stuck a little bit back in here to stop water, because I have actually water right above here from our power system in the rock hounding room. And so I just stuck a little bit here. You can barely see it unless you really look at it, and it just kind of stops that water from leaking down. But I am planning on doing some carpet on this floor, and then having like a table and chairs. And then over here, I'm going to have like a little nook type sitting area as well. Attached to the kitchen. So and then I spent a while working on this fireplace and making seared bricks. This was terrible actually, because seared bricks require so much clay. I had to go out and like refill my clay supplies. I had a lot of clay, and then between that and this and all the black hardened clay for making all of this, I ran through so much clay between episodes. But this is a fully stocked Cooking for Blockheads kitchen. So, I know we've covered this before quite a few times, so I was like, well, I'm just going to go ahead and start working on this off camera. So, of course, all these little kitchen counters, they have storage, and this is like a multi-block kitchen, so I can come over here and I can cook anything that I have available ingredients for, either in the fridges or the kitchen counters or the racks or my inventory. Now, I will say I am planning on doing some little spice racks and kind of add on to it slightly. But for the most part, I mean, this is like fully stocked. We've got ovens, we've got I went ahead and made all the different Pam's Harvest Craft tools and hung them all up, so we have all 8 of those available. I actually made an extra pot, I think, because I had one made and I didn't realize it, and I made another one. And then we've got cooking ovens, and then we have a toaster, and I also went ahead and made a cow in a jar. So basically, I love this block, because if you look in NEI, it actually tells you how to make it. Cow in a jar, and that's what it shows you in NEI. And what it is, milk jar, and then you have a cow stand on top of the milk jar, and then you drop an anvil on its head, and it smashes him into the jar. So, and then what this thing does is, if you look right there, it says milk stored 8,000 out of 8,000. Basically, it just passively generates milk, and then the little cow kind of drowns in the milk, but it supplies milk to your cooking. So, and then of course the sink supplies water, but some of the water stuff is disabled. You can see I can't craft like the fresh water or anything. I can do fresh milk, but no fresh water. So, but anyways, I can always get it in buckets or something. It's there and it's available. All right, and then in addition, let's see, I made a bunch of alloys. I didn't do too much in this room other than making alloys. I didn't do any decor work. If we head, I guess if we head down here. Oh, by the way, I did make a new hammer. This one has auto smelt, and the reason I went with auto smelt over silk touch is the benefit of having auto smelt is if you're just like going for like smooth stone, you get XP. So it's an easy way to get XP in addition to getting smooth stone and smooth dark stone and stuff like that. So, but anyways, all the chests are gone. So I did do as I promised, and I worked on the storage area. So if you come in here, this is, of course, this is eventually going to be gone once we get into like refined storage or AE2. But we have everything labeled. We have building stuff. We have tools, assorted junk, bees, miscellaneous food and plants, miscellaneous blocks, machine bits and bobs, and miscellaneous metals and alloys. So I've got everything kind of sorted away. I have a trash can here, a crafting station, and I did put some little doors here. I'm probably going to eventually change these, but right now I just have wooden Melissus doors through here. And then if you step through here, this is done. I have finished. I haven't laid everything out. I mean, there's still some empty drawer space, and that's just for future stuff. But we have everything laid out. Compacting drawers. I actually made one extra compacting drawer. Right here. Actually, I should put this in assorted junk. So, but yeah, everything is laid out. We have all kinds of stuff. There is one more compacting drawer right here for just a metal or something for the future. Probably osmium, in truth. And I actually have some osmium dust. We could get osmium today if we wanted to. And I put like some crops over here. And I also upgraded some of these drawers. So like Ender Pearls now has a diamond upgrade. I know these two both have diamond upgrades. So I did do some upgrading in terms of that stuff. And then the last thing that I spent time working on is if we pop downstairs, I expanded this out in this direction. So we have more room for our tree farm. Now bear in mind that this isn't the full height of it. It's going to go up another level, which this actually has to get removed and brought out. So, and just, I don't have it built out, prettified, nothing like that. I'm going to be working on that between this episode and next, because we're going to be setting up our tree farm, like, the full spectrum of it next episode. But I also spent time crafting all of these things. This was horrendous, by the way. I mean, they're not terrible, but things like the magma slime crystal, those make it a little bit more of a pain, because you have to craft so many magma slime crystals. It's terrible. So I did spend a bit of time making all these coke ovens. And we're going to have another layer of coke ovens above that. So all in all, we are going to have 18, I think. Maybe more, but I think 18 is probably going to be enough. And what we're going to be doing for our power system is we're going to be turning our wood into charcoal through the coke ovens, because it's 1-for-1 that way. Now some of it we're probably just going to smelt because we're going to have more wood coming in, I think, than these coke ovens will be able to keep up with. So basically the wood is going to prioritize the coke ovens. Secondary prioritization is going to be storage, and then once that storage fills up, then they're going to go get smelted and just make charcoal lumps with everything left over. Okay. So we're going to be producing charcoal, and we're going to be producing creosote from the coke ovens that way. And then we're going to use the charcoal, the creosote to produce power, and then we're going to use the apples and the saplings a little bit later to produce more power. Okay, so it's going to be, we're going to be using everything from the tree farm towards power. And then we're also going to probably have sticks coming in. We'll use those for power, I guess. Like, we'll store up so many of them, and then we'll just use power. So it's kind of what I'm thinking is we'll have like buffers for like saplings, apples, stuff like that. And then once those fill up, just biomash it out. So that's what all of this work towards the tree farm has been for, is we're going to have lots of power and go all different kinds of ways with it. So anyways, let's go ahead and jump into what we're going to be doing today. Let's see. First up, let's look at the quest book. Okay. Between episodes, rock hounding is 100% done. I made alloys. I made lots of alloys. So the nichrome, if you recall, we had 9 of it last episode, and I went ahead and I had to craft another 18 of it. So we've actually got 26 nichrome and then some nuggets lying around. And from that, we're going to get 2 nichrome rods, and then 4 induction heating interfaces. This quest I didn't even do an alloy. I didn't even, because I had platinum. I have plenty of platinum. So we've got platinum ingots. We're going to get 3 heating elements, which we can use those. We're not going to use those just yet, but a little bit later on, we can put those into our rock hounding machines to make them accept RF instead of taking redstone. So, and then we get to pick between either 10 iron or 4 nichrome. We're going to take the nichrome, naturally. Iron I have plenty of. I spent quite a while mining between episodes, and I did upgrade some parts on some of the Tinker's tools and things like that. I spent quite a while mining. So, and then we have Shibuchi, I think. And this is for starting Psi. 9 ingots of that. We get a moonstone, and then we either get a quadruple compressed cobble or a magical upgrade for speed. And we're going to take the magical speed upgrade for sure. And then we have pewter ingots. Make 9 of these, which, if you recall, we did this last episode. And they're going to give us a microchip tier 1, and then either 16 2x2 drawers, 8 storage upgrade 3s, 4 storage upgrade 4s, or 2 storage upgrade 5s. I'm going to actually take... I'll take the 5s, whatever. That's fine. I don't have any need for any of those right now, but I'll take the 5s. And then mnemonic ingots, they want us to make 18 of these. These are used to make like the AA crusher and the pulverizer. We're at the point now that we have alloys that we can do so much. Like, the gates just opened unto us, and there's like tons of things that we can go, tons of directions we can go. So from this, we're going to get an iron casing, then either 4 aluminum brass ingots or 16 Restonia. We're going to take the aluminum brass. Restonia is easy to make. And then Corten steel. This stuff was painful to make, and I will show you the recipe for this, because they wanted 36 of this. And basically it's just an alternative steel recipe, which I can already tell you that unless I need Corten steel, I'm not going to make Corten steel to replace with steel. It's so much more effort than just making normal steel, in my opinion. And from this, we're going to get an engineer's manual, which we already have, and then we get to pick either 12 steel rods, 12 steel fences, 12 steel scaffolding, or 6 steel mechanical components. Now this, I'm actually going to wait to turn in for right now, because possibly this episode, maybe, but for sure in the next couple episodes, we're going to be doing some immersive engineering setup stuff, and I want to wait until I see what I'm going to need, because I have some of that stuff lying around. Like there's a little bit of steel scaffolding, steel fence, steel mechanical component. So I'm just going to wait to turn that quest in, but it is done. So, but anyways, that Corten steel, if you take a look at this stuff, I didn't like making this. This takes 2 nickel grit, 2 silicon dust, 2 chromium dust, phosphorus dust, manganese dust, and copper dust. So you have like so many different things you're having to do. And the silicon and the phosphorus, well, the phosphorus took a little while, and now I have extra phosphorus because I needed it. I got it while I was going for scandium, which we'll get into that in just a second. Alright, and then in addition, if we pop up here, I do have a little bit more alloys that I just finished up. That is scal ingots. These are 7 parts aluminum grit, 2 parts scandium dust. Scandium dust, I was getting phosphorus from the shards that I was breaking down. So, I've actually got quite a few shards in here. So, yeah. Got quite a bit. quite a bit. But those scale ingots, I went ahead and made 18. We don't really need that many today, but when I go to make alloys, I'd rather make like a little bit of a decent sized batch, and so that way if it comes up again, because these alloys, we're going to be using a lot of these like repeatedly. So that way we've got it setting around. And that's why I made this ingot chest, because I'm not going to do alloys in drawers, because there's really no point in having a drawer for each alloy. So we'll just have this. And I did upgrade this one, because I needed it. But okay, so what we're going to be doing today, we're gonna take a detour from the quest book. And we are going to be resuming our work on this. If you recall, like, what was it, like 3 or 4 episodes ago, we were working on this. And that's what we're going to be picking back up on today. So we've already got the internal storage, we've got the smelters, which realistically, I might pull some of these out. Or I'll tell you what, I'm probably just going to do an advanced smelter. Because that was just mainly advanced PCB that was holding us back from that. And now we have the scale ingots, that's fine. And I actually made 2 electronic circuits because I was thinking I might need 2 of the advanced PCBs. There we go. And then standard PCBs. And so what we're going to be going for first is the woodcutting core. And it's nice because we have most everything prepped for this, except for just getting the actual craft of it out of the way. So we're going to need 4 of those scale ingots that we made. And then we're also going to need 8 bits of redstone, and I think that's everything for our advanced PCBs. So there's 2 of those. And then we're going to need saplings, just 8 of any sapling. There's our woodcutting core. There we go. That is a huge moment, I think. I didn't mean to remove that. Okay, so we're wanting to make the hardened woodcutter, which is the one that takes the hardened saw blades. Did we already make the hardened saw blades, or did we just make the refined metal? I can't remember. Reinforced metal right here. Alright, so let's get ourselves, 10 of these? 10 pieces of iron. And then we're going to get our 5 hardened saw blades. And then we just need, I think, 1 more piece of iron. And we can make our hardened... Oh no, it's diamond. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. By the way, I did make an iron axe. I know I've got this axe. I was using it. And I'd put down some trim here temporarily to connect up, because all this stuff is connected, by the way, with trim, like under the floor. I didn't do the... actually, I want to say framed... I could have used frame trim, but I was like, I'd rather just stick it under the floor, so I just stuck it under the floor. But anyways, I had some trim here connecting up the drawer controller to the drawers that were over here. And I got done with it, and I broke it with this, and it actually broke my framing table on the other side, and I didn't realize it, and I was in that room for a little while working, and by the time I left, it had despawned. All the items that were in it had despawned, and yeah, I lost everything that I broke on the other side of the wall there. So I was like, I need to make me just an iron axe. Okay, so the wood cutting, or hardened wood cutter, there we go. That's the worst part. That is done. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and drop that in there, and you can see it adds some little saw blades to the front of our cart. Let's see, we've already got a coal engine, we've got the hardened wood cutter. Okay, the smelters, I'm going to go ahead and pull these out, and I want to make an advanced smelter. Just 1 advanced smelter. That way I can limit how much it smelts instead of it just smelting away, like, as much as it wants to, because I definitely don't want that. So we are going to need 1 more simple PCB. There we go, and then just a diamond, and there's our advanced smelter. And this other smelter, I'm just going to put this away into the assorted junk. Because what I think we're going to do is we're going to have the cart and have it able to smelt things, and then I don't know. I'm going to have the option there. Okay, if I feel like once we get it set up, if I want to smelt things, that option's there. If we don't smelt things, that's fine. We don't have to use it. So I'm going to play it by ear. At first, I might have it smelt things, and then once we have like charcoal built up from the coke ovens and see how well the coke ovens are keeping up, then we may say, okay, well, we're just going to have the coke ovens feed the cart and not have the cart smelt anymore. So at least the option's there, because changing these carts over after you build them the time and stuff like that. It's just no fun to have to do that. So, okay, and then one other thing that I want to get, I think it's the last thing that I want, is I want to get the cleaning machine. And basically what this does is this allows the cart to basically have like a vacuum on it, because when you have the Steve's carts running, they're going to have items drop a lot. And those items get wasted, plus it's server clutter. It's not too bad. It's not to the point it's going to lag out the server. But having a cleaning machine, it's more optimized, and it's a little bit cleaner of a system. So we are going to make one of these. It's mainly a lot of orange dye, in truth. So I'm just going to get this stuff crafted up. And you know what? I actually just had an idea. Instead of going out to get red dye, I've got a lot of yellow dye, but I don't have a lot of red dye. And that's because I don't really find a lot of flowers in living in a jungle / darklands area. So what we're going to do is we're going to start Botania. We're going to just grace the very top of Botania, because we're at the point now, really I guess we've been at the point for a little while, that we can actually start Botania. Because if you notice, out in the world, there is no Botania flowers. Now there is a quest here for the autonomous activator, I'm sorry, not autonomous activator, the atomic reconstructor. So I am going to go ahead and just do that. If we throw down redstone, pow, we get a redstonia crystal, and it completes that quest, just to knock that out. Okay, now to get into Botania, you're going to have to get growth powder, and we're going to have to start bees soon. But anyways, growth powder. You can see it says Botania flowers do not spawn in the wild. You have to coax them to grow, and your first step is making growth powder. So we're going to need to make 4 of this. And if we take a look at growth powder, actually, okay, it doesn't take verdant sprigs. Something takes verdant sprigs that I was looking at earlier, but we're going to need to just get some grass, some seeds, some redstone, and a pestle, which is easy enough, just diorite. So let's pop down here, because this is a little bit easier of a route, I think, to get orange dye. Or maybe not easier, but it's pretty simple to do. Alright, so let's make ourselves a pestle, and then we're going to want seed, redstone, and then let me get a pair of shears here. And we'll go get ourselves some grass, and we'll make our growth powder, and then we can make floral fertilizer. And it's actually, honestly, I think in this pack, in my opinion, it's easier to make floral fertilizer, like once you get to this point. The recipe is easier than the normal recipe. Okay, so grass, pestle, redstone, seeds gets us 4 growth powder. And we can turn this quest in, we get 1 more growth powder from that. And then all we need to do to make floral fertilizer is we just need to come up here and use our atomic reconstructor on it. So we'll just throw that stuff down, zap it, and there we go. Floral fertilizer, and they're going to give us 1 more for that. So we've got 6 floral fertilizer. Then they want us to get a mystical white flower. But what I'm after is orange. And before I go out there, let me grab just a little bit of bone meal here. And I'm just going to break it down by hand. I'm not too worried about macerating it. But I will say that next episode we are probably going to start bees so that we can get that going. Because it is, you know, bees aren't the fastest thing in the world to go through. And then, by the way, we can just right-click and grow flowers with this. There we go, Sky of Beginning. And we'll probably start bees, and that way we can kind of work on bees as we do other things. Now that we have alloys, like we have a lot of things that we can get into. So we can go ahead and get bees started with next episode. So we can start making progress on them. There's a white flower. I'm still looking for an orange flower, though. There we go. There's an orange flower. And I'm going to go ahead and use this last floral fertilizer for the sake of it. I'm hoping that we got most of the flowers that we need. We got 13 of them right now. Got that cool zombie with his round mirror shades with aqua affinity. Okay, I'm going to hold on to those. So anyways, we got our white flower, and we can turn this quest in and get a piece of bone meal. And then they want us to get a tall, mystical white flower, and they're going to give us a pair of shears. So what we do to do that is just break it down into petals. And it's funny because just the other day we were doing this on Farming Valley. So, and then bone meal it, and there's tall, mystical. And you have to shear those. And there we go, we get a pair of shears. Okay, so easy enough. And then these tall mysticals, you can break them down into 4 petals each. I'm actually going to go ahead and just grow like 2 more of these, so we make sure that we've always got some left over. And then, of course, we can make the Petal Apothecary, and we can make the Pure Daisies. And then we can make Living Rock, which means that we can start getting into extra utilities, because we can make Polished Stone. So, but anyways, we're not doing that right now. We are getting orange petals, and I'm going to get quite a few of these. So we got 56 mystical orange. And honestly, at this point, dye is super easy to do now. Like, we don't have to go out of our way to get dye anymore, because it's pretty much done for us. Okay, so these flowers, I'm just going to, for right now, I'm just going to deposit all of these into here. That's fine. I'll probably do drawers for these, but I'll do it off camera. Okay, so the next thing that we need is rather simple. We just need to get ourselves a mortar and pestle, which I did look at that recipe earlier. It's not changed. Get ourselves a bowl, oakwood planks, stick, right? No, I'm missing something. There we go. Pestle and mortar. And then we can use that, and we'll go ahead and get, I don't know, 14 of these. And there's 14 floral orange dye. And then we can very, very easily now make our cleaning machine. So the cleaning machine requires 6 of these cleaning tubes. These craft 2 at a time. And we can do that. I'm going to need more of this. Just do that. There we go. Cleaning tubes. There's 6 of those, and then we're going to need the cleaning core, which is 4 more of these. There we go. And then the cleaning fans, those require, we should be all set for this. So there's some more iron bars. We'll get our 2 cleaning fans, and then our cleaning core and our cleaning machine. Okay? Very, very easy with Botania, I feel like. Okay, so now that we've got that, we'll go ahead and install this, and we get this nice glassed in top, and adds that little bit of orange there. And I think that's everything. We've got an engine, we've got where it's going to cut down stuff, we've got basically a vacuum on it, we've got some storage for it, and we have a smelter. I can't think of anything else that I would want with this. I think that's about everything. So you can see this thing is going to take about an hour and a half to build. Complexity cap, I mean the hull capacity, we didn't even hit half of the full capacity for the hull that we're using. So we are good. So what we're going to do is, now there is some upgrades. Let me actually look at these. I don't know if there's anything that we could make for, like, honestly, efficiency. But these will take blank upgrades. That's advanced PCBs and reinforced metal. I'm not going to worry about it. Not a whole lot of reason to bother, I don't feel like. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a hopper. And I can't remember, do I have any chests? No, I don't. Okay. So let's just get ourselves a hopper. Do that. There we go. And then we're going to get ourselves, we'll grab like 5 stacks of coal. That's fine. And then we'll put the hopper right there. And we'll put our coal right there. And it's going to drop into here. It's going to add to the fuel level. And then it's going to stockpile some extra coal. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to hit, it says ready to assemble a cart, because we have everything for a working cart, and I think we have everything that we want. So we'll just hit assemble, and there we go. It's going to start running, and you can see progress right here. You can see the time left and the percentage. Okay, so this thing's going to take an hour and a half to build. That's fine. We're just going to let that thing run, and we'll get into that next episode as far as actually setting it up and getting it running, because I'm going to have to, I want to go through and kind of fix the floor up. I've got to do dirt in some places, and I've got to do a track. And as far as the tracks go, I'm just going to make these off camera, because it's just, let's see, I can do them with osmium. No. I'm going to do standard rails with, I'll probably just use iron. I've got plenty of iron. And then, okay, and then wooden ties or creosote. Yeah, I'm just going to make these off camera, and I'm going to lay out a track. I'm going to say, generally, with my tree farms, it takes around 3 stacks of tracks, something like that. So I'll get that laid out, and then we'll get into the advanced tracks and stuff next episode when we go to actually set it up. So that way it's all right there. We'll get it all set up next episode. Now, there's one other thing that I would like to make this episode, and we're not really going to be using it until next episode. But that is not a jetpack, but it actually relates to the jetpack. If you take a look in here, the thrusters, all the dynamos, these transmission coils, they do require aluminum wire, like or copper wire, different wires, right? And the only way to make the wires in this pack is through the metal press from Immersive Engineering. So I want to go ahead and get a metal press up and going, because for our power system for the creosote, we're actually going to be using a dynamo. If you take a look at the creosote, you can run it through a compression dynamo, and each bucket of it produces 100,000 RF. Okay, so we're going to be using compression dynamos, and these require transmission coils that take aluminum wire. Okay, so I'd like to go ahead and get that set up so that we can kind of just move in. Whenever we're ready to make dynamos, we can just kind of move into it, because we're going to need that for jetpacks and for power, which both of which we're going to be making, like in the over the course of the next couple episodes. We're going to be doing both of those. So let's go ahead and pull up heavy machinery, metal press, and this is the stuff that we're going to need. Let me go ahead and stop this. 2 steel scaffolding, redstone engineering block. Let's see, there's our 2 steel scaffolding. We're also going to need a piston, which, let me get the stuff to make that real quick. Tell you what, I'm so happy to have everything sorted now. Like, thanks to that drawer controller, that made it so much better, because sorting stuff by hand in modded, where you have like so many things, is just terrible. It's rough. I've never been good about keeping modded clean. Now, vanilla Minecraft, I'm not too bad about keeping it clean, but modded, I just can't do it. Redstone engineering block. Okay, so we're going to need bronze, we're going to need 4 iron plates, then we're going to need some redstone iron wiring. Okay. Which, if I recall, redstone iron wiring, it normally crafts like 16 at a time, I think. So, very big change there. Okay, we're going to need a piece of bronze, which I have bronze plates. I don't have any bronze, though. Okay, so the bronze is being made up. And then, in addition, we're also going to need some conveyors. So, let's go ahead, conveyor belt, and we can do this with either rubber or leather. And I think we're probably going to go with rubber, I think, which I don't have any of it, but I have trees. Well, I have a tree outside. Alright, we'll just go ahead and get this rubber smelting, and I'm going to go ahead and do 6 of it. We really only need 3 of it, but that's fine. Okay, that's making rubber bars, and then our bronze should be done. And there's our bronze. Okay, so bronze, and then we'll do our iron plates and our redstone iron wiring and get our redstone engineering block. And there we go, 8 conveyor belts. Okay, and that's pretty much everything. Now, one other thing that we're going to need, in fact, LV wire. We'll just do the, I'll tell you what, we're going to be able to make, that's one nice thing, is we're going to be able to make this stuff a lot cheaper, because this, 1 copper makes 2 wire, and 4 wire makes 2 coils, instead of this, which takes, 1 ingot for 3 cables, 1 at a time. So it's going to be a lot cheaper making those as well. It's basically 1 wire per ingot now. So I'll tell you what, I think, yeah, I'm actually going to steal the connector for right now, just so we don't have to make more wire until I have the wire connector, or the metal press set up. So what we'll do, we'll go ahead and set up the metal press, and this is going to be temporary placement once again. We're going to do, we'll actually just set it up right over here. So steel scaffolding goes down, our redstone engineering block. Then we'll have our conveyor, bam, bam, and then we'll put down our piston. And let me get, there's a couple things that I want to get. First up, let's see, a trapdoor. Combine that with a conveyor and we get the dropping conveyor belt. And then I also want another hopper. There we go, and I think that's everything that I want. Oh, and I also want 1 more chest. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our chest here at the end of this. Oh, I forgot to grab my hammer. That was the other thing that I needed. And then we're going to put our dropping conveyor belt right there. And actually, I'll tell you what. Let's put the chest right here. And then we'll have the hopper right there feeding into the chest. That way we can still open it and get everything, you know, out of it. I'm used to having the chest right there because I'm used to having it set up for automation to a system. There we go. And then we also need our engineer's hammer. Okay, and we'll go set this up. Once it's facing straight down, no, I don't have that set up right to do it. I'm missing something. Oh, that's right. I totally forgot about the heavy engineering block. That's what we need. I knew there was something missing. It was too short. Okay, so heavy engineering block, 2 pistons, electrum, 2 steel mechanical components, 4 pieces of steel. That is not a problem. I actually have all that stuff pretty much. I have to make the pistons, and I think that's about it. Okay, so 2 pistons, and then we need 4 pieces of steel. We need 1 piece of electrum, and then we need 2 steel mechanical components. And there's our heavy engineering block. And we actually only need 1 of these, so I'm going to dump the other one into there. And I'm at 75% right now. I don't have another buff yet, but I have a feeling we're getting pretty close to another buff. So there we go. And then we'll shift right click the piston, and there we go. Metal press. Aha. And then we can just attach our hopper right onto there. And then we need to make a plate for it. This right here, we can make plates, gears, rods, bullet casings, and wires. Okay, and gears are going to be handy to have that. But my main concern right now is the wire metal press. What, it takes a worm? Are you serious? Okay, and does it have to be bronze plates? Yeah, it does. Okay, that's fine. Let me pop down here. I've actually got a hoe that I use to go get worms for the farms right here. And I'm going to warp to spawn, and that's due to the fact that, I swear, every time I come outside, it's nighttime. I think it's like 24/7 nighttime. There we go. There's a worm. The reason I come to spawn to do that is because the Darklands grass does not seem to give worms. Only, you know, vanilla grass does, so. Okay, so we got worms, and then the bronze plates. Let's see. I know I have some. I can't remember how many I have, though. 3. Wouldn't you know it? Wouldn't you know it? Which I actually had all the bronze pouring out. And I tell you what, I'm actually gonna make all of these probably between episodes. I don't know about the rods though. Because oh wait a second. Yeah. The rods, see, the rods are never any different. I may make it just for the sake of making it. Kind of a thing, but we don't necessarily need it, I don't think. Well, we do have the rolling machine, too. So, I guess I could have made the plates there, but whatever. Anyways, bronze plates and our worm. There is our metal press mold for wires. Okay. And then what we can do is we can just, right down here on the bottom of this, right-click that on there, and that's ready to go. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pull off this LV wire connector for a minute. And I'm going to connect it over, pop up here, I'm going to put the LV wire connector right there, and just connect that over, just because I don't want to have to make wire until I get this. So then, let's grab ourselves just a little bit of copper. Let's do like 12 ingots. That's 24 copper wire. And then we can just drop this into the hopper, and it's going to start sending that copper down the line. That copper gets pressed. And here comes more copper. And then it goes into the dropping conveyor belt. It goes down into the hopper and gets deposited into our chest. Nicely. Very, very nice. So there we go. That's done. We have a metal press. We can make wires. We can make gears. We can make all these things like very, very efficiently. Gears still require 4 ingots, but we don't have to deal with the smeltery now. And there we go. 24 copper wire. Easy enough. So, that is done. And I'm very, very happy. And like I said, the wires, we're going to be using those for dynamos moving forward quite a bit. So, and that way, let's see, we use copper wires for industrial wires. And then for the LV wire coils, and then redstone reception coils. So, which of course redstone reception coils we're going to be using a lot of as well. And I don't think that there's any kind of a quest for, no. I mean, we're almost through the quest book. We're at Botania. There's just these sections left and that little bit of tinkering that's left. But as far as the pack goes, I mean, there's still a lot left. So we're at 20% through this cart. So it's still an hour more. I'm going to let that run. It'll be done by next episode. So between episodes, I'm going to be working down here, just kind of laying out the tracks, doing like a general track layout. Next episode, we're going to get into actually getting the tree farm up and going and start some of our power generation. I doubt we'll get all of it done, but we'll get... honestly, next episode's probably going to be another hour-long episode, so just a heads up. Because we're going to get the tree farm set up and going, and then I want to get the coke ovens plugged up and get all the buffers plugged up and get the power plugged up. It's a very big project, so I'm probably going to prep a few things between episodes, and then we're going to spend probably an hour episode setting all this stuff up and working down here. So just a heads up. But after next episode, we will have power. We will have actual power, because like that little redstone generator, it's done the trick. It's been fine. I haven't had any issues running it. You know, it's taken, oops, wrong one. It's taken care of all the power needs that I have, and I've been fine with it. But I'm ready to move over to something, especially something that's self-sufficient and purely natural power. You know, coal, I don't use a whole lot. I just burn it on occasion, but I'm ready to move away from that thing. So, and then probably the episode after that, we're going to get into quality of life stuff. We're going to get jetpacks. We're going to get pulverizers. We're going to get all this nice stuff that we can make now that we have alloys and we have metal presses and all this stuff. Really, jetpacks we could have done a long time ago, but since I wasn't focusing on power, you know, for the early game, I waited to get a jetpack. So we'll be able to get flight soon, which is going to be great. Which honestly, we'll probably be able to go a decent ways in. I know we can do up to the tier 2 already. Tier 3 is Electrum. We'll need the fluid transposer, which we can do that now. We do have to make machine frames, but we can do these. These aren't difficult at all. Which technically, you might want a magma crucible, but I actually have, I think it's in, yeah, right here. I have a bucket of destabilized redstone because I got it from that destabilized clathrate while I was mining it. So, honestly, we can at least do a tier 3. And tier 4 takes Enderium, but alloy smelter, we can actually pull this off fairly soon. We'd have to get an arc furnace, but oh, we'd have to get a mechanism. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I don't see the standard recipe for Enderium, because it seems like in this pack you have to do it in the alloy smelter. Yeah, so the tier 4 might be a little bit more off than where we're at right now, but that's fine. No biggie. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe if you're not already to stay updated with when new videos come out. I really like this area. This is going to be like one of my hangout spots, like especially once I get the carpet and the tables and stuff down. But anyways, I hope to see you guys next time. We'll have a bit of fun next episode. It's going to be kind of the big build that we've been working up towards, which I'm really excited about. This wood farm is going to be quite involved to set up. So, but anyways, I hope to see you guys next time. Until then, as always, do take care, stay safe, and I'll see you guys then.